Yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining me here in Grand Theft Auto 5, and welcome to episode 3 of our Chiliad Mystery Week here at the channel. If you guys missed the first 2 episodes, definitely check those out. I'll put a link in the description, because in episode 1 I looked a little bit at the Epsilon Colt and their connection to the Penrith building. You can see the same exact blue that the Epsilon uses as their color. Michael is currently driving the chopper, wearing the Epsilon robes. That same blue is shown off as part of the Penrith building, the logo there, and sure enough, the Penrith building is shaped like a giant jetpack. Now, when you die for the first time in Grand Theft Auto Online, Chris Formage, the leader of the Epsilon Colt, shows up in front of you, and it looks like he is flying using a jetpack. So for some reason, Rockstar decided to combine the Epsilon Colt with just about everything in the game. Not only can you find their symbol throughout the city, but they also seem to have a major part in the Chiliad mystery. So what I wanted to do in this episode was look at the Epsilon Tracts, because to me it seems like the Epsilon Colt has never really been solved. They've been part of a bunch of Grand Theft Auto games in kind of a secret way. In this game, you can take part in the Epsilon Missions, but those are secret as well. So maybe there's still a proper ending to the Epsilon Colt side mission, because like I said, it just seems to be unfinished to me. So let's collect the Epsilon Tracts. Definitely let me know what you guys think about the Epsilon Colt and how we can use them to possibly solve the Chiliad mystery. Thanks again for joining up for the episode, guys. Make sure to stay tuned. We have 2 more episodes left, including a very epic live stream. Definitely take part in that, guys. Check out this building. I know we've been looking at this lately with the pedestal on the top. I know a ton of you guys have been hitting me up, giving me suggestions on what we should put at the top of the pedestal. There's a bunch of different symbols here, including the 2 Hoots Falls. So maybe the Epsilon, the Penrith, and this building behind us, they are all connected. Let's get into the Epsilon Tracts, perhaps the most powerful organization in the entire game. So first of all, I want to show you guys what an Epsilon Tract is. Once you complete the 8th and final Epsilon mission called Unknowing the Truth, you have a decision to either team up with the Epsilon and deliver their package, or betray them and steal the money for yourself. Either way, it will start the Epsilon Tract missions. I did collect the first few in this save file. I don't actually have a save file where I still have to collect them all, but I will show you guys exactly where they are. But once you collect the Epsilon Tract, it does say that it is collected, and it will give you the clue for the next one. The last thing that I want to point out before we head to the first tract location is that Marnie seems to spam you once you collect the tracts, meaning she will keep resending the messages until you go and collect the next one. So that kind of shows me that Rockstar really wants you to collect these things, as all 10 are in very mysterious locations. You can see with this one being in the T01 tunnel, but like I said, the very first one, of course, is on the top of Mount Chiliad. I'll meet you guys there, and we'll discuss the very first clue. So it can be found right here on the top of this platform. You can see the eye symbol is below it, and the clue reads that we worship craft where the earth reaches out to the 9th paradigm. That is very interesting. We've heard the Epsilon talk about this 9th paradigm before, and maybe it has something to do with this gondola hut. It seems to be maybe contacting another dimension or entering another universe. And for me, it seems like this might be the gateway. Once again, it says, we worship craft where the earth reaches out to the 9th paradigm. Hopefully I pronounced that right, but that is crazy, guys. Of course it has to start off on the top of the mountain. The Epsilon is definitely connected to this Chiliad mystery. Let's head to location number 2. Those of you who've been following the channel closely know that we've been looking into the Cry Cave, which is somewhere hidden in this area. Well, the second tract can also be found here in the middle of this bay. So let's dive into the deep to see what is down here. I know we have been wanting to return here during a live stream. I actually brought a dolphin here last time. The dolphin is so slow, it took forever to swim all the way over here. And check this out, guys. You do need a diving suit to actually get to the tract, but we do have an old school paddle boat that crashed here. This is one of the coolest crash locations in the game for sure, and I'm wondering what this is all pointing out. We know that at Lester's there's a newspaper with a picture of a UFO here, so I always thought there was some sort of UFO connection with this location on top of the Cry Cave itself, but the old school paddle boat, it leads me to believe that the citizens of San Andreas and Los Santos have been coming here for a while. The clue to this location is where the first of the fleet succumbed to the waves. There, the message is seated. Another clue that people have been coming here and doing tours, maybe looking for UFOs for quite a while. Here's another location we've been visiting a lot lately. This is the northernmost point on the map. You guys are going to want to come to the top island. The Tract here has the clue. When they sail from the north, they will find this offering. Now, I was thinking that this might have meant we were originally meant to sail in from San Fierro, or maybe the desert where you can find Las Venturas. I know they are planning to possibly add those cities, so maybe we actually have to sail to them. Of course, San Andreas seems to be a giant island at this point. The next track can be found in the tunnel where we showed off the first one, and the clue there is that it is in the core of the mountain where the blast is not felt. There you shall find it. Now, is that pertaining to the volcano? Of course, Chiliad being an ancient volcano, is that the blast? That doesn't make sense to me. You would think that if this mountain blasts, if it erupts, then the TL1 tunnel is not somewhere you're going to want to be. It would probably cave in, but I don't know. That's definitely a strange clue, guys. Let me know what you think. We do have to head to Los Santos for the next tract. I'll meet you guys there on the opposite end of the map, far away from Mount Chiliad. So far, all of the locations have had an obvious connection to the Chiliad mystery, but I'm not too sure what to make of this one. The next tract is here at this old church. You can see it's down there at the bottom. Let's see if we can peek inside the tower. Maybe there's something going on here. Whoa, it's pretty tight quarters here. We'll see if we can park down at the bottom. The clue is, in the rubble of the old religion will be the basis for the new. So is this just letting us know that the Epsilon are not only taking over control of the city in some aspects, but maybe the major religion in Los Santos as well? Considering they are a cult, that is not good news at all. But here we are at the church. I've tried to see if there's symbolism here, but there's not much that I can find. It's definitely interesting though. Let's head to the next location. It's all the way at the pier where you first buy your submarine. I'll meet you guys there. The clue here is where the first fleet sailed. The new fleet will find its map. Now, I've not found a map here. We do have the submarine and the dinghy, but where is this map? Is it a treasure map? Where is it going to take us? It's definitely in the shadow of Mount Chiliad, so that makes sense, but I definitely want this map. We may have the finest mansion in the game here, because the message that Marnie sends us says, "What dwelling is worthy of craft? He is humble, yet we exalt him." I'm not too sure what is special about this mansion, but I do remember that Rockstar showed it off as one of the first pictures for the next-gen edition of the game, so it's kind of iconic. Let's go and pick up the Epsilon Tract. I mean, this place must be extremely nice. It's nice enough for craft to live here. My guess is that there must be somebody that lives here in the real-world version. That is very important. I definitely have to do some research. Did I take a wrong turn? Where's the Epsilon Tract? Aha, I think it's down here, yes. I think Michael needs to buy this mansion. It is definitely nicer than his. It's under construction. Let me know if you guys know who lives in this mansion in the real world version of Los Santos. Los Angeles. Who lives here? Is it Arnold Schwarzenegger? Rockstar is definitely messing with us with this next location. We have to return all the way back here to the top of Mount Chiliad. We remember the first tract was found here on this platform, and the next tract that I just collected is underneath this tree. That is not that far away from the platform at all. Clearly the Epsilon are telling us that the top of Mount Chiliad is very important. The message here says that we are not dinosaurs or plants, but a tree in the jet stream may hold craft's true word. I really have a feeling that there's something here that we've been missing. You have the message saying to come back here when your story is complete. But what do they mean by that? Does that mean 100% completion? Do you have to do something specific during the storyline? Maybe kill Michael? I think we have to try out some theories here, guys. Let me know what you think. There's only 2 more left to find. And you know that one had to be on top of the Maze Bank building. The message here reads, "The tallest obelisk of glass and steel holds no comparison to the word of craft." So another reference to craft. I remember while beating the Epsilon Missions, they constantly mentioned craft. along with natural disasters, possibly giving Craft money to create a natural disaster. We know that Craft might be the most powerful force in the entire game, so I'm not sure why they would want to destroy Los Santos. So let's head to the final location. It just mentioned an obelisk. I'm kind of surprised that it did not take us to the observatory. That seems to be one of the hubs for the Chiliad mystery, yet we never go there. The final location where we end the Epsilon Tract hunt is at the cemetery. So what's up with that, guys? Do you think maybe Chris Formage is dead? Maybe we are seeing a ghost? There's one grave that sticks out, and that is where you can find the last tract coming in for a landing. The message here is where they discard their earthly prisons. There you may find the gem of a higher civilization. So what is the gem of the higher civilization? I'm telling you what, guys, if there was a perfect spot for a jetpack spawn, how about right here in this patch of dirt, right in front of this grave? Maybe this is the grave of Craft, or like I said, Chris Formage. Let me know if you guys have any theories. So what is the reward for finding all the Epsilon tracks, heading to all of those mysterious locations? All they do is give you some sort of Epsilon Bible. It's kind of crazy because Marnie sends it to you in an email, and you have to get that link to actually get to the Epsilon Bible. I'll definitely check that out in an upcoming live stream, so watch out for that. But yeah, thanks so much for joining up for the episode, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about the Epsilon. They are somehow tied to everything, including the Chiliad mystery, and you do not have to complete the missions. In fact, if you don't look up on YouTube or the internet, you might never even know that the Epsilon missions are in the game, and then you would never unlock the epic Epsilon robes. Who is in this grave? Can we awake the dead? We want the gem of a higher civilization. Instead, the reward is a shitty Bible. There's something going on here, something very, very strange. Stay tuned as we try to solve the Chiliad mystery. And as always, make sure to stay trippy, my friends.